Welcome to tuning in to 24/7 Football Huddle. This is NFL Week 3 week recap. So we're gonna just go through the games, and I'll let you know who did what with the games on our recap. So we're going with the Thursday night game between the Dolphins and the Bills. So this game between the Dolphins and the Bills actually started off as a really good game between two division opponents. Coming into this game, everyone thought that the Bills was just going to beat up on the Dolphins based on their record and the way they played weeks prior to. However, the Dolphins came in this game and was very competitive all the way up until halftime, where the score was tied 14-14. And also, once they came back after halftime, then the Bills would start separating themselves and eventually winning by 10. Final score was 31-21. Now, moving right along to the Packers and the Browns. This game here was a shocker for most. I know it was a shocker for me because I definitely thought the Packers, being the way that the Packers played weeks prior to actually going into this game, they seemed as if they were the strongest team in the NFC. And the Browns are so inconsistent, but I'm seeing that the Browns actually has a good defense. So the Packers went into this game, and this game was pretty much scoreless. Uh, Packers went up by 10 going into the fourth quarter. In some type of way, the Browns was able to sum up 13 points, defeating the Green Bay Packers at home by 13-10. Now moving on to the Colts and the Titans. This was another game that's a division game of the AFC South. And the Colts went into play the Titans. And I didn't expect the Colts to beat the Titans by 3 touchdowns. The Colts is really showing everyone that they're all for real. Jonathan Taylor scored 3 touchdowns in that game with the final score 41-20. Now moving right along with the Bengals and the Vikings. This game was really good. The Vikings blew out the Bengals. We all know that Kevin O'Connell has a really good system and just needed JJ McCarthy to step in that system and manage it well. However, we were able to see a veteran like Carson Wentz step into that system and capitalize. And the Vikings came away with a good win, 48-10. Now we have the Steelers and the Patriots. So the Steelers are on the road in New England. Um, this was a really tight game. The Steelers got a late touchdown in the fourth quarter to seal the deal, winning on the road. Aaron Rodgers throws for 2 touchdowns that game. Now moving along to the Los Angeles Rams and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, if you follow me on Instagram at 24/7 Football Huddle, I talked about this game. I actually gave on my best bets for Sunday, the Rams plus 3.5. And we all know what happened at the end of the game where Jordan Davis takes it to the house on a blocked field goal. However, we also talked about how Matt Stafford couldn't get the job done right before halftime, and the Los Angeles Rams had to settle for 3 field goals instead of 3 touchdowns, which allowed the back door open for the Philadelphia Eagles. And they were very competitive offensive and defensively in the second half and beat the Rams 33-26. Now we also have the Jets versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Jets actually had this game in the bag down to the last couple minutes. And what happens? They turn the ball over to Baker Mayfield to do what Baker Mayfield does. Baker took Tampa right down the field, scored a touchdown, and led the Bucks to their win at home 29-27. Moving along to the Las Vegas Raiders and the Washington Commanders. Now, the Washington Commanders, Jalen Daniels was hurt, so we had Marcus Mariota to take over. And Washington's Commanders didn't miss a beat. They handled business precisely, beating the Raiders 41-24 at home. Moving along with the Falcons and the Panthers. Now, this game here was a big shocker to everyone. Panthers coming into this game, you know, pretty much struggling to get a win. 0-2. Falcons coming into this game 1-1. Definitely felt like the Packers, definitely felt like the Falcons had the upper hand in this game going into this game. Well, we all were wrong. The Carolina Panthers dominated this game, shutting out the Atlanta Falcons 30-0. Moving along to the Texans, Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. So this was a tough game, two division opponents. I thought Texans was going to get the job done this week, but ultimately they didn't. And the Jaguars took care of business and got the win at home 17-10. Now we're moving along to the Broncos versus the Chargers. This was a really good game. It came down to the wire. Justin Herbert made an awesome throw, but Keenan Allen made a better catch in the end zone, leading the Los Angeles Chargers to a victory over the Denver Broncos 23-20. Now we also have the Saints versus the Seahawks. The New Orleans Saints went into the 12th man and played the Seahawks. Thought this game was going to actually be close because Spencer Rattler was showing signs of improvement. This team was looking pretty decent. But they actually got blew out about the Seahawks. Seahawks beat the Saints 44-13. I mean, unfairly unmatched. Moving along with the Cowboys and the Chicago Bears. We all know the Dallas Cowboys have a not too great defense. And the Chicago Bears exposed that this weekend. Caleb Williams was able to throw 4 touchdowns against the Dallas Cowboys, getting their first win at home, 31-14. Then we had the Cardinals versus the San Francisco 49ers. The Cardinals actually led this game all the way down to the wire. Matt Jones led the San Francisco 49ers down the field and secured the victory at home 16-15. In that Sunday night game, we had the Kansas City Chiefs versus the New York Giants. Now, New York has played great, we thought, right? The Chiefs needed this win, starting 0-2. And the Chiefs got it done on the road, 22-9. And our last game was Monday night, the Detroit Lions versus the Baltimore Ravens. This was an ultimate blockbuster, like I thought, and everyone was waiting for. And they were going score for score, score for score. Late in the game, Derrick Henry fumbled, they gained possession, score, and never looked back. The Lions win this game on the road in Baltimore, 38-30. So based on my recap of NFL Week 3, the Philadelphia Eagles are looking like the strong team on the NFC side. And on the AFC side, we would have to go with the Los Angeles Chargers or the Buffalo Bills. Thanks for tuning in to 24/7 Football Huddle. This is my recap.